welcome to Body Mind Connections. My guest today is Karen Latinsky.
Hi.
I think some of you may know her already. And tonight we're going to be talking about emotions and how they're held in the body and what we can do about them. So I was just sharing with Karen that I read something recently, and I don't remember the reference, but I'll find out, that emotions are held, or feelings are held in our body for only 90 seconds. So if you can stay with them physically, you can stay with them and not feed them, and hold on to them, that they will pass within 90 seconds. So that really intrigued me, and I actually mentioned it to you the other day. And then, so I wasn't planning to experiment with it, but something happened the other night and it actually came up. So I was meditating, and I was thinking about a close family member of the family who had passed away at a young age. And I think about her often, and so last night I was thinking about her, and then I suddenly became aware that this feeling of, it was in me, and I could feel it.
In your heart?
I could feel this feeling, it's kind of heaviness, like I could feel it in my chest, kind of. And so I don't know if I was aware of connecting the two at the moment, but I just started to pay attention to that. And then I thought, okay, 90 seconds. It's funny when you read something and then you experience it.
And 90 seconds isn't
it's
that
not
long.
very long. So I turned my watch on.
To actually time it.
And then I started breathing. So just kind of breathing, and I thought, I wonder if it really will, because it felt so intense, because I thought, can it really go away in 10, 20 seconds, or 90 seconds? And so I just kept breathing, and I thought, that's interesting. It's just gradually faded, and then after the 90 seconds, it
actually 90 seconds.
So then I looked up the notes that I had. I always write everything down when I'm learning this, reading new material, and so I had written down what those, and the person had said they tended to be certain kinds of qualitative feelings, so disappointments, I don't know if I can remember them all, helplessness, frustration, sadness, anger. So to identify what that is, and then to recognize what it feels like in your body, and then to remember that if it only lasts for 90 seconds, is to turn, because what tends to happen when you feel those feelings is you don't turn towards them, you turn away from them. You don't want to think that way, so then you try to think of something else, or you go into it's like a pathway in your brain has already been, like a rut that's already there. So if that's a familiar place for you to go to, you'll just go into it, and then you start
feed it with your
it.
thoughts.
And that's like ego.
With the ego. Right.
So your ego starts then.
Because ego attaches itself to emotion.
Right. And then in our brains, we have a certain pathways. They say that neurons that fire together wire together.
Yeah.
But what this person was suggesting is that if you just, rather than feeding it, if you just become aware of it, acknowledge it, and sit with it for 90 seconds.
Like sit quietly with it?
Yeah, or just be with it, rather than, that's where that idea of looking within and recognizing where is it, because some people might feel something in their throat, or some people might feel it in their gut, or and some people, this one I thought, it's like it's in my chest,
in
it's
your
like
heart
my
center,
heart, and so just that kind of curiosity about yourself and what you're feeling, and sit with it for the 90 seconds, and what the I really should have the reference.
We'll leave the reference in the notes.
What the person said was, if you can do that, your life changes. Because instead of going to that place of that usual rut,
re-engraving
those and then you can get yourself stuck. In this case it was sadness, but say you were, mad at somebody for doing something to you, you could then keep feeding it and saying, then they always do this, and they always make them piss me off, and then this person always, and so you can feed it and make it huge and be stuck or oppressed by it.
And it becomes patterned into our behavior.
That's right.
Too, and
so this is kind of a transformational kind of attitude, a very simple thing.
Yeah.
And it only lasts for 90 seconds.
So basically, then, if people are experiencing different emotions, just to try to remain objective rather than running away from them, just
curious.
being curious to them, but objective rather than being subjective and judging them right away, and
That's right.
and identifying with them, just almost watching them, like witnessing them,
That's right.
and then they'll pass within 90 seconds.
And then once you know that it can go away, that gives you
Mhm.
great power.
Because some of these emotions are so intense that you feel like they're just going to be in you forever.
Right.
Yeah, and
Or it may be that you then decide to do something at the end of that, I kind of thought, do I need to do this, like to bring the sadness to myself? But I thought, no, it pays respect to the person to feel the sadness, and then to sit with it for a few minutes, and then to release it, let it go, and then it may come out
rather than
again.
just repressing
rather
it
than
or repressing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also kind of honoring it in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting experiment for everybody to try. So it's great that you got the opportunity to try it.
Yeah, and because I heard that 90
Mhm.
seconds from, I thought, 90 seconds, it's like a minute and a half. Like if you thought something
Right.
could go away in a minute and a half, and it would change your
Totally. It would be interesting to try that with anger. I feel like anger would be, I would put it to the ultimate test.
Yeah.
And you would really have to use a lot of self-control and like ego control to not let your ego completely dive into the anger.
Yeah.
But that would be a really
And
interesting self-experiment. I like that.
So maybe we should try a different episodes, a different emotion every time.
yeah, we'll let you know.
Helplessness,
But if
frustration,
Right, and at home, if you do try this experiment and you have an interesting reaction or story to tell us, please make sure to write us, and we'll leave that in the notes too, how you can get a hold of us. We'd love to hear about that.
Put that in the footnotes with the references so
Yeah.
you can,
Oh, that's amazing.
yourself.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
great.
great.
Well, thank you for joining us, and that was a wonderful message.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We hope to have it something that's meaningful and it can be useful to you from one week to the next.
Yes.
Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.